just thought I'd make a video on the whole Mac versus PC thing, and I'm going to begin by saying I do not favour any of the operating systems. Even though I've done 200 odd videos on things you can do in Windows, I'm not saying it's the best, because it's by far not the best. But then again, I'm not saying Mac's the best, and I'm not saying Linux is the best. But all I'm going to talk about is this whole Mac versus PC thing. It's getting boring, it's getting tiresome, and I hate seeing it, I really do. So if you think about it, right, Macs are generalised as these computers running OS X. PCs are usually generalised as computers running Windows. But what some people don't understand is that Linux actually comes into play here, because people use Linux, and that classes itself as a Linux PC. Because Linux is a PC, it's a PC that runs the Linux operating system, so therefore it's a PC. So, I mean, that doesn't even come into play. If you notice Mac versus PC ads, and you'll see there's a guy, and he's cool, he looks like a cool person, he's got jeans, he's got all that stuff, nice hair, yeah. And then there's a guy who's a businessman, and what that's supposed to represent Windows. Now, why are they generalised as that, is what I think. It's a little bit weird why that's been done as that, because I mean, with Windows, being a Windows user myself, I'm not a businessman. I just go to college, I wear jeans, I'm not a businessman. With Macs, I've seen businessmen with Macs. So it just invalidates the whole thing completely. But yeah, I don't understand why people are generalised by that. And Linux people are defined as people with geeky glasses, and you know, don't understand it. And also, the operating systems or the actual computers are generalised as well. For example, OS X. People say it's secure because it doesn't get viruses, and then other people come along and say, well, it doesn't get viruses because no one uses it. Windows users, people say all their PCs crash all the time. Or another thing with Mac, people say it's expensive. Yeah, PC users they crash all the time, and Linux, they just say it's all coding and there's too much to do and all that. But I mean, I know all you guys have your own opinions on your operating systems, and to be honest, I do not care what you run right now. But I'd like you to participate in this whole thing, this video, if you can. If you haven't got enough time, don't worry. But all I want you to do is tell me your operating system, and I want you to tell me 3 good points that you like about your operating system. That can be Tiger, Leopard, Vista, XP, Ubuntu, whichever. Whatever you use, say 3 good points about your operating system. And then say 3 bad points about your operating system. That's all I want from you. I don't want to know what you think sucks. I don't want to know what you think's brilliant. I just want to know 3 things you like about your operating system. And I don't want people to argue with the people who put their points across either, because I know it just turns into a whole debate. But we'll see what happens. So if you can, please do that. But anyway, let's go back to this whole Mac PC thing. Take a step back as well from what you're using. Just take a step back. I don't care how much you like your operating system or whatever. I don't care. Take a step back. Think outside the box. Just picture yourself. You've got a Mac PC over here, a Windows PC in the middle, Linux PC on the right. What do you do most on your computer? Now, I've already done a poll on this, and I've said, what do you do most on your computer? And this is in a forum where no one really cares about computers. And most thing people have said most was browse the internet. Now, which of those operating systems on the PCs aren't capable of browsing the internet? All of them. They can all browse the internet. And it's exactly the same for other things. Video editing. Now, people say, oh, I use Mac because it's got such a good video editor and all that. They all do video editing. Games. People say, oh, I use Windows, it's got loads and loads of games. Well, they all do games as well. It's just like, you know, you just want to throttle people because they put forward a really invalid argument on why their operating system is the best. I can understand people defending their operating system, because if someone bashed me for using Windows, I'd feel like I'd want to bash them for using what they use. But to generalise things like that by saying it can't do something or something's wrong with it and whatever. So yeah, these 3 points, I just want people to have a fair argument and just say 3 points they like and 3 points they hate. And I mean, being a Windows user, I mean, I'll happily bash my own operating system because I'm an XP user. My PC came with Vista, and being a power user, I didn't find Vista was for me. And I'm not even going to go into the reasons because I know people will argue with it. I just didn't find it was for me, and I actually downgraded to Windows XP. And I know that quite a few people have done the same. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to give reasons, but yeah. So I know a lot of people are using Vista. I think it's the most commonly used operating system at the moment, but that's probably because most PCs have them preloaded now, so what can you do? Anyway, yeah, with this whole Mac versus PC thing, I don't get it. I mean, why people feel the need to bash each other and call it snobs and things like that. People are snobby because they use a Mac. People are geeky because they use Linux. Well, how can you generalise people? But anyway, with this whole Windows thing, if someone was to ask me what would my next computer be, I'd probably say a Windows computer, and I know that's people going to say, no, what are you doing, don't stay with Windows. And people will say, you're loyal to Bill Gates. And then people will tell people who are on Mac, they're loyal to Steve Jobs. What relation do you actually have to the guy who made it? What, do you actually have like a personal relationship with them? No, you just want a computer that works. And I don't know if anyone's like me. I just want a computer that works. But another factor for me is it has to be cheap, because I don't want to spend a lot of money on a computer. And people say you get what you pay for. Now, I'm used to Windows, and I find that Windows PCs are cheaper, and I've spent quite a bit of time working out how to get things for free, just to help all the PC users really. But I mean, if I was to look right now, I've got a PC World website. Excuse me, I've got a PC World website. This is like a popular computer company in the UK where you can buy computers. Now I've got an Apple iMac here, 20-inch, 2.4 gigahertz computer. It's got 1 gig of RAM, 320 gigabyte hard disk, 20-inch, whatever. Looks quite nice. And then I've got here a Dell, and people are going to moan at me for saying Dell, but I'm saying it anyway. It's a Dell Inspiron 530S. It's got a 22-inch TF2 monitor. 2.66 gigahertz processor, comes with Vista, 3 gigabytes of memory and 640 gig hard drive. Now, I don't know if anyone's like me, but I tend to go by the specifications, how fast the computer can run, how much you can store in it. And if you'll notice by the price, you know I said previously, 2.4 gigahertz, 1 gigabyte, 320 gigabytes, £945 for an Apple iMac. For the Dell, it's £829, and you get pretty much twice as much as you get from Mac. But I just because I know by saying that people are going to think I'm a Windows fanboy, but it's not. I'm going off prices that are on a website. I'm not saying it's better. People are going to say, oh, switch to Mac, there's no viruses and all that shit. Well, if you know your stuff anyway, you'd have an antivirus. But I don't know, I'm living on Windows, and I'm not a fanboy. I really am not a fanboy. And this whole virtualization thing as well, you can virtualize your operating systems now, and Apple can run Windows. But I know if I bought an Apple Mac, I'd try and get it to run Windows, and then what have I got? I've got an expensive expensive Windows computer. So, but that's my opinion. So if you guys could just write 3 good points and bad points, and please don't bash me for my opinion, because no one cares anyway, do they, really, if you think about it? So yeah, just write 3 good things and 3 bad things about your whatever operating system you're using, because it puts a fair point across instead of just saying something sucks. So thanks for watching my video. Please comment, rate, subscribe if you like my videos, and thanks again.